Here to discuss how both sides can reach a deal are Republican Congressman Bill Johnson of Ohio and Democratic Congressman John Delaney of Maryland. And thank you both for joining us. I mean, here we are coming to the 11th hour. Congressman Johnson, is it just a photo op tomorrow as the president has these congressional leaders come to chat?
Well, you know, I can't say whether or not it's a photo op, but it certainly is political posturing, because here we sit on the eve virtually of sequester taking effect. This is the president's proposal. He proposed sequester. He signed it into law. And if he wants to stop these cuts from occurring the way that they're occurring, all he's got to do is come to the table with responsible spending cuts that'll offset them. And we'll be glad to listen, because we've done that twice already.
Congressman Delaney, respond to that. The Republicans say, look, the president got his tax hikes last month. Let's talk about spending cuts.
I mean, I think we need to talk about everything. I mean, what the country needs is a large-scale deal to deal with our fiscal trajectory, both in the short term and the long term. And everything has to be on the table. We definitely need cuts. The sequester is not the right way to do it. It may be the right level of cuts, but it's definitely not implemented the right way. We need to deal with our entitlement programs, which is, quite frankly, the largest driver of our fiscal trajectory over time. And we need additional revenues. Revenues as a percentage of our economy are at all-time lows. So we need all of these things, and anyone who comes to the table and says we don't need all of these components to solve this problem is not putting forth a credible solution.
Congressman Delaney, a follow-up. Would it be a big problem for the White House that these automatic spending cuts kick in and nobody really pays any attention? It goes largely unnoticed. Does that mean would that give more energy to the Republican cause for more spending cuts?
Well, you know, I think, you know, how this is perceived as opposed to the reality of it is not that important. What's really important is the reality of it. The sequester was designed to be something that would never happen, right? Because the country deserves something better than the sequester. They deserve for their members of Congress and their president to look at the facts and make smart decisions about how we reduce spending, raise revenues, and deal with some of the big drivers of our long-term fiscal situation. And we're not doing that. So whether it's perceived, however it's perceived in the short term isn't relevant, because the facts will not change. The facts are we have to change the trajectory of the country. And I think as Americans, what we're supposed to do is we're supposed to look at the facts and we're supposed to act upon them. We're not supposed to talk about political posturing. We're supposed to deal with the facts, and that's not what's going on.
Congressman Johnson, could this debate over the automatic cuts actually be rolled into the continuing resolution that basically funds the government until March 27th? Could this issue then be rolled into that and we'll get some sort of final resolution towards the end of March?
Well, certainly I think that it can, you know, and I'm very, very pleased to find out that John Delaney and I, there's a lot that he said that we agree on. Yeah. You know, that sequester is not the right way to go about this. And that's why we offset these cuts with two pieces of legislation last year. That we both agree that a bigger deal is needed to address our nation's debt and change the trajectory of our debt. We agree on that. I think where John and I have a little bit of a different opinion, though, is how to generate the revenue side of that spreadsheet. And we generate the revenue by putting America back to work and broadening the tax base and having more Americans that are paying into the system rather than taxing Americans more at a time when our economy is so fragile. So I think you will see some action during the CR, and I look forward to working with Representative Delaney and our colleagues on both sides of the aisle to see if we can't manage this more responsibly.
Well, we all hope so. Thank you so much, Congressman Johnson and Congressman Delaney. Thanks for joining us.